She tastes it, and without a bunch of scientific stuff, she can tell you what it needs, if it'll be a success or failure, and there you go.
She's that good. And it's through her years of experience, too. She would connect people with, like, oh, you need this ingredient? Well, here's this local farm here in Oregon, and really, you know, helping people with all kinds of things. So
I'm thinking, cool. Josh, we ought to come up with a spaghetti.
I would buy it.
But this is a disclaimer. My list of things to improve would just be like a CVS receipt and just go on forever.
All right.
It's nice to get the cooler weather, but now we're talking about smoke from the fires.
Unfortunately, yes, that's going to be the biggest cause for concern, especially if you were east of the Cascades. But even the Cascades themselves got in on some of that wildfire smoke from earlier today. You can see that out towards the Mount Hood Meadows area. And the Whiskey Creek fire could be seen burning from the KOIN Tower in downtown Portland. They were off in the distance, a bit of a time-lapse view of the smoke billowing up into the sky. And it's not just the Cascades, it's all of eastern Oregon that is plagued with the wildfire smoke as a few thunderstorms started to fire up earlier this afternoon, now starting to subside as we have lost that daytime high heating. But as far as the air quality goes, falling back to the moderate to even hazardous air quality at some points in time. And it's not surprising when we look at ODOT images out towards the La Grande area along I-84 from earlier this afternoon, socked in with the thick, low-level smoke. And this is going to be something that we continue to see here over the next several days as a nice onshore flow keeps all of that wildfire smoke moving in the easterly direction. So staying clear of the I-5 corridor as we do pick up on still a few isolated lightning strikes, unfortunately, over these red shaded areas. That's where some of our mega fires are currently burning. It's good to see the moisture fall over those evacuation zone locations. But the lightning still poses a bit of a threat for starting and spreading new fires. Now for tonight, the thunderstorm threat, at least in the severe category, starts to taper off. We clear things out for tomorrow, but our dials for the fire danger ramp up once again as we work our way into the afternoon and evening hours. A live look at the clouds that have now rolled in out over downtown Portland. 65 degrees where we currently sit. Winds out the northwest at nearly 15. Likely to stay gusty tonight. After our daytime highs, managed to warm back up into the low to mid 80s. On average, Portland should be right around 84 degrees, kind of at the peak of how hot we typically should get for the summer season. But the smoke-free skies is all thanks to this upper level low pressure system and a high down towards the south. It's going to help to usher in some cooler temperatures. Tomorrow, daytime highs only in towards the upper 70s for us, and that will be a nice little change of pace coming off the heels of the 90s and triple digits we've experienced so far this month. But a few clouds in the mix for the start of the day tomorrow will quickly dissipate. Sunshine takes over once more. That will take us well through the week's end and eventually into the weekend as well as those temperatures gradually start to warm up. That's what's to be expected as we get a little bit more sunshine. Tonight, though, could potentially be breezy at points in time out of the north-northwest at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Overnight lows falling to about 56. Hey, maybe tomorrow afternoon and evening you're heading out to the Washington County Fair out towards Hillsboro. Expect plentiful sunshine. Wear the sunscreen. Stay hydrated as we approach 80 degrees, but I think we'll struggle in many cases as right here in the city, only expecting to get up to about 78. A nice cooling trend for us as the sunshine remains. Dry skies, that takes us all the way through the weekend. We do climb back up into the mid 80s for Friday. A few more clouds get into the mix Sunday, Monday, and then maybe, just maybe, Tuesday and Wednesday, if we keep our fingers and toes crossed, we'll actually see some raindrops falling from the sky. Once again, that would reduce the poor air quality and also reduce the fire threat. But again, that's about a week or so out, subject to change. But it's good to see that some of the weather models are starting to lean in that wetter weather pattern potential.
Yeah, that is great.
It really is.
Thanks, Josh.
Say wetter weather 3 times real
Wetter
fast.
weather, wetter weather, wetter weather.
Oh,
There you go.
Jamie, what's happening in sports?
That's impressive, Josh. Hey, this year's MLS All-Star Game, it is in the books. We will have the highlights for you as we